I got my Dale Earnhardt hat on, so we're good. Daytona NASCAR, baby. Yeah. So, I'm Trevor. How you doing?
I said I can't really see the hat, but it's a little pixelated.
Oh.
But there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's you'll see it on the thing. Yeah, it just says Daytona NASCAR.
NASCAR.
Because it's a grindcore band I play in.
Nice.
So what's a? I mean, you wouldn't say that if you heard it.
Grindcore in Florida. Okay. Hey.
I'm just saying, nothing's in tune. It sounds crazy.
As they say, the game needs that.
But yeah, no. So I don't know if you're familiar with the segment that I do, but I usually just I just ask like off the wall questions. Not necessarily everything that relates to music, but also things that don't relate to music. And I don't know, like how long have you been in the business?
How long have I been in the business?
Yeah. Just like how long have you been like doing like any production work or anything like that? Like working in studios.
In 91. 90.
Okay, so I was 3. I was 3, going on 4.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Or no, 91. I was. No, I was 3. I was 3 in 91. So
yeah, I think I got my first internship in 1991. I want to say somewhere in there.
Oh,
it's a blur.
Well, all right. So I was still trying to figure out how to say my R's. And S is
that's fucked up, bro.
See, I can't even say it
right
now.
Old, bro. It's so good,
30 years later, can't say it. But all right, so you've been in the business for a while, so you must have some crazy stories about like in studios and everything like that. Maybe some stuff that you can't explain. Have you ever come across a studio ghost?
Have I ever come across what? Can you repeat that one more time?
Like a studio ghost? Have you ever come across a studio ghost?
A ghost in the studio?
A ghost in the studio?
I can say
or something
no,
crazy.
But yeah? I can say no, but I know of ghost stories. I know of urban legend stories in studios. So, if you want to hear about one, I'll tell you. So.
I mean, I'm always down for a good ghost story. That's just one of my things. Either if you have ghost stories or alien stories, I'm about them. If you ever seen a UFO, a lot of people talk about ghosts on this show. But if you have a UFO story, then that might
no UFO stories in the studio.
All right, well then we don't have a first on that one.
Stories
just
in the
like
studio,
story time,
except for a bunch of high musicians and rappers that were seeing UFOs, but nah.
They're just like, I'm on a whole nother level, brother. He's like, yeah, I get it.
I mean, there are plenty. If there are plenty urban legend stories of you've heard the urban legend story of the 2 assistants in the freight elevator, and they're like supposed to be bringing like a console up or something, and the freight elevators in New York City have the open ceilings, so you can bring large pieces of metal or whatever in and then you just back them out. So apparently this piece of metal or something got hooked on the side of the elevator shaft and swooped back in and decapitated one of the assistants.
Whoa.
I don't know what studio, I don't know what what assistants, but it's urban legend that happened.
Well, whatever studio has the urban legend of like either a floating head or a headless body walking around.
Exactly.
That's probably going to be that one.
So in this studio, there's supposed to be a headless assistant, the ghost of the assistant floating around or some shit.
How are they supposed to look at the Pro Tools session?
I don't know. This was before Pro Tools, but so.
Oh well, yeah. True. Well, how are they supposed to cut the reels? How are they supposed to splice those?
Right.
You gotta calibrate the tape machine. You're not a good assistant, headless ghost. Sorry. All right, so this is like a new question that I want to start asking people, but I'm gonna start with you. So what is the song or album / artist that made you listen to music and go, I want to get in on the creative side of that. I want to be in the studio, like recording and helping artists. Like, what is like the one moment where you went, I want to do that?
Yeah. You remember that song? Hey now, the sweet. It's an old.
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
Hey now, the
It's a
I don't
great
even
song.
remember who sings it. But
Me neither, but it's a great song because we all know it.
It's not. Oh, I heard that song and I wanted to get. It was. I was going to school and my instructor was. I forget her name. She's a female instructor. She was an engineer at the time, a New York City freelance engineer, and she played. I remember it was the audio class where you're in the studio, with because there's different editing classes and whatever, and this was an actual recording class. And I remember her playing that record, and when I heard that in that studio at that school, I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. Like,
sweet.
like okay.
Well, see, that's
yeah.
That's an excellent.
That's a really good answer. So, all right, what another one I wanted to ask you? Oh God, he's jamming it. He's jamming it in the background. Justin is. So, you're gonna get us flagged, and then we're not gonna be able to play the
Crowded
episode.
House, right?
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Crowded House.
That's it. So, this is all right. So this is gonna be just like a little fun question. But if there had to be one song that would play every time you entered the room, it can only be that one song. It can never be changed. What song would it be?
If there had to be one song,
just one song can never be changed. Like, what is like that song?
Anytime I walk into any room, or
any room,
any room,
any room.
Like, I get in the car and the song is playing.
Yeah, like you.
I go into the bathroom and the song is playing.
Yep, it'll just start playing. Like you walk into a party, like you walk into like a gathering, and like this song starts playing, and everybody looks.
It's your entrance music.
It's your theme.
Oh, yo, you are.
It's your theme.
That's the fucking bizarrest question I have ever heard.
Oh, that's the most bizarre question ever.
Okay, people,
can never be changed.
Can I ask questions back before I answer this question? Because this is...
Yes.
When I leave one room and I go to another room, is the song playing? That's what
It's going to start playing again.
Yeah, it's going to start over.
Wait, and it starts over again. It doesn't continue?
Yeah. I mean, like if you stand there in the doorway, you might have a chance to let the song play out if you want to.
Right.
And have everybody sit there.
If we're in the room... It's playing. It just plays to the end.
Yeah, well, I mean,
does it play again?
Like,
I'm just questioning. Does this
like like how in a movie, like somebody will walk into a room and there's like all this music and everybody kind of like looks over. Obviously, the music's not actually there, but they use it as like a little thing. Well, this time the music's actually there,
right?
And everybody can hear it, not just you.
Wouldn't you?
So,
right,
like as. Everybody will get fixated on you, and you can stand in the doorway and really own it and make them all listen to the song. So the longer the song, the more they have to hear. So
and definitely go with a strong intro, I'd say.
You gotta go with a strong intro.
Think about this.
And also, if the artist becomes problematic and canceled, you can't change it. You have to own it.
Oh, so if the artist gets Dixie chips, you still have to rock with the Dixie chips.
Yeah. You gotta pick carefully, Right. So
let's see. Okay.
It's it's a hard question.
That's a hard question, man. That's a hard question. That's it.
I know.
If you walk into the room, if you walked into a room and the song would always be playing, what song? What the fuck? Oh wow, that's a really hard question. That's a good question. So is that meant to make you crazy though? So it has to be a song that won't drive you crazy. You cannot.
Yeah, it has to be like
for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, or only through your.
So you know how. Yes, exactly. So you know how like when you're like in your teenage years, there's most of the time somebody hears an artist or a song and then all suddenly that's what defines them. Like that's what all suddenly makes them who they are. Like it's kind of like a turning point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like me, I grew up on pop punk and that shit is problematic as hell. So I have to own that. I have to own all the dick jokes. I have to own all the everything. Like I just got to own it. So like my fiance, she asked me what the song would be. if I entered a room. And I picked a very short song. I think it's like 15-second song.
Brilliant.
Because
Genius.
yeah, I picked, but it's a song by Blink-182 called "Built This Pool," and the lyrics to it are, "I want to see some naked dudes. That's why I built this pool." That's it. So
Right.
it's a silly
I'm surprised
song.
it took 15 seconds to even make that song.
Well, there's some do like at the beginning, like, you know. So it's not just that, but there's like guitars, and then like I think it stops, and then Travis Barker, you just hear him in the background go, "Is that it?" And that's it.
Right.
So
That's a good question.
So-
I that's seeing with that extra added information of that the song it doesn't matter about the song length. That's cool too. That's true. Might be happy.
Yeah, it doesn't
birthday
matter
for
about
me,
the song
but that
length.
might be too damn long too. If every time I walk into a room, happy birthday is playing.
yeah, it's got to be something that makes you smile.
Oh, the
Who
other
knows?
question
It
is
could-
though. I have a question.
What?
Are royalties being paid for these songs? Because every time it plays, because
Oh.
if that's the case, it might as well be
That's
one
a
of my
great
songs.
question.
Well, the royalties of life are playing it. The royalties of life are paying for the
is this-
song. No, that is a good question. Man, you might have just added another layer to this. And
Peel on that onion
And I
back.
think
Which-
it has
which-
to be
which-
in order to get paid royalties. It has to be more than 15 seconds. Though.
yeah, like what is it? I'm sitting here. I'm like looking around. We're
That's a good point.
That
Yeah.
is a good
Who's
point.
going to report that too? To ASCAP
Yeah,
and
who's gonna-
BMI.
Also, imagine,
I don't want that job.
Imagine if everybody had a song when they walked in the room. It would just be the most static, chaotic remix that you ever heard. Like a giant mashup that doesn't go together at all.
I think the only winner is songwriters in that case. Then if
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
probably.
getting which is
That's a good
they
question.
could use a win, right?
I mean, songwriters, the even ghostwriters. I mean, they all could use a nice win. So, well, going back to fine. How about this? We can move on from that one. I'll let you think about it, and I'll let you think about a song, and we'll circle back around right towards the end, and then I'll ask you again. That way, like you kind of get a time to a little break from it, but
Right. I get to think about it.
Yeah, maybe it's a track that you just worked on and maybe it didn't get the appreciation that you thought it deserved. So you're just like, I'm gonna make everybody listen to this forever every time I
Yep.
walk into a room because everybody needs to know the genius behind this, and for
Right.
some reason it didn't catch on. So there's always that option.
Right.
It's kind of like a promotion, actually, if you think about it. You're promoting
Right.
something.
What about if it's a song you hate though? What about if it was a
Oh,
song?
dude, you
the
wanna
song-
do that to
the-
yourself?
The song, whatever song pops in your mind, that's whatever's going to be playing forever. Anytime you walk, and it's a song you hate.
I have that song from Willy Wonka stuck in my head all the time. Pure Imagination.
Which one? The Oompa
all-
Loompa song?
No, not that one.
Oompa
no,
Loompa song?
No, no, that Pure Imagination song. Come.
Oh
with
yes,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I have that song stuck in my head all the time. I don't even know why. I can't even tell you the last time I watched the movie
Right.
or anything, but it's stuck in my head all the time. Like, if most of the time, I'm kind of convinced that if that was a reality of walking into a room and having one song play, that it probably would be a Pure Imagination, like no joke, just because of how much it's stuck in my head. So I almost think other people can hear
Which-
it with how much it's stuck in my head.
People would tend to think that you're happy though. That's a very happy song.
Yeah, yeah. All right, fine. How about this? All right, we're gonna go on to another question. I'll let you think about that one. If you don't have an answer for it, it's fine. Like, it is a hard question, and I actually enjoy that. I feel like that's a question nobody gets asked, so it's good.
Give me another one.
All right, fine. If you could rename a genre, knowing what it is now, what would you rename it to be?
If I could rename
like-
a music genre, knowing what it is now, what would I?
Yeah, like, you know how like there's like SoundCloud
Yeah, no, I
rap.
got
don't know
you.
if that's, I don't know if that's like a genre.
Like Adam, you could,
I used to call it mumble rap. I was like, this sound like they're mumbling the whole time. Like I like something with like some like tight bars and flow, but like if you're mumbling through it.
I would rename.
I mumble enough.
I would probably rename. So, Justin will remember this. When we started working with, when I started working with Manuel through Troy and them, that was back in the day, and crunk music was the. You know how it's trap music now?
Music.
I mean, it's basically all the same, but it's basically crunk music. So if I could rename
I remember
crunk music, I would just rename it annoying. I don't know.
All right.
It's funny how they do genres and they label it because it's like new packaging, same thing.
Exactly. Yo, isn't crunk and fucking trap kind of the same? I don't know, bro. I just mixed the shit. I don't name it, bro. I don't know.
What about the people out there? What about the people out there that are mixing country and rap together? We can just call that crap.
Rap. I like country and rap. Believe it or not. It's a couple of good records out there.
Depending on the artist. So like, I don't know.
Okay,
like,
you're not a country fan. I could tell.
No. So I am a country fan. I'm just not a fan of new country.
Right.
New country
not
is
new
just
country
pop with
music,
southern
yeah.
accents and violins. You know, so that's new country is just pop music. But I do like a good country, like a Sturgill. What is it? Sturgill. It's Sturgill Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
Sturgill Simpson. That guy. I can get behind him a lot. And who's that guy that's like smooth Tennessee whiskey?
Yeah,
Chris Stapleton.
Not Luke
Chris
Combs.
Stapleton. I like him.
Tennessee whiskey. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like a lot of. I tend to, believe it or not, I like a lot more. I like a lot of country pop. Compared.
I do like Brad Paisley.
Say again?
I think he Brad Paisley. I do like Brad Paisley.
Mm-hmm.
I think he falls under the whole country pop thing. But that dude can play a guitar. Like he can. I mean, you don't get invited to the White House to just play a guitar, like unless you know how to play a guitar.
Right.
So, which I'm pretty sure he got invited to do. I don't know. I think it was like Obama or something like that. But yeah, because Trump. I don't think Trump invited anybody to the White House. Yeah, no, I think, pretty sure, Brad Paisley went for Obama, to go, just to go play him guitar. But like, I do like country. I do like Taylor Swift. I know I don't look like it.
I like a little, you know.
I like it. I don't know. I like these reimaginings that she's doing of her albums, where she's basically she's re-recording them, so she owns the rights to them. But,
I did the same thing with Kool and the Gang.
Yeah. Oh wait, you worked with Kool and the Gang?
Oh wow.
I didn't know that.
We recorded a whole bunch of their music. They did this years ago. I mean, this is what she's doing now is nothing new, but it's been done before. Make that money.
Smart though.
It is smart.
From an artist standpoint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you got a label that's going to screw you over and take all your money and
there's always that.
Make it so you're not making money. I don't know. But no, there's a band called the Gaslight Anthem from New Jersey, and they reference Kool and the Gang in a song. That's cool. And gang.
Random fact of the day.
Random fact of the day. Yeah, there's wish they were still a band. They were supposed to be the next Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. So, all right. So let me go towards another. I'm gonna try to figure out another question for you. All right. So you're eclectic on music. So are you a fan of the Beatles and Zeppelin?
Yes.
All right. So if you had to pick one where one didn't exist anymore, which one would you pick?
If I had to pick one, sorry.
Dude, you're gonna get us flagged. No, I'm just joking.
Let me think. So if I had to pick one that could, the Beatles or Zeppelin, where do you get these questions? Do you sit up at night just thinking of these questions? It's like you must be rich, because this is what rich people do. They just sit up and think of these odd questions all day.
Oh,
pizza's
hey
round.
man, if somebody wants
Pizza's
to pay
round.
me for
Why
these
do we put it
thoughts,
in the square
I'm
box?
good.
No, Beatles or probably without. I'd go without the Beatles.
See, that's
I could see them
popular
disappearing.
answer for some
I mean, it would be
reason.
sad, but
Yeah,
I
But then you would never know about Yoko.
Well,
You wouldn't know about
you're gonna never know about one of them.
Yeah, you'll never know about any of them. So I mean, like, so
If you know.
oh man, well,
I don't know. Yeah, probably I'd prefer if one band didn't exist. You know, obviously you don't prefer anything, but I'd probably
yeah.
take Zeppelin over the Beatles. Not because
No,
they're
that's
better or anything, just because why not? Most people would say the Beatles. That's why. Most people would say the opposite.
oh well. So actually, you're actually with most people. Most people have been saying they would get rid of the Beatles
Oh,
and
really?
keep Zeppelin. Yeah, which is like that's probably like one of the most insane things to me.
I know.
Like, is
People
just,
probably want to burn us
like-
all at the stake.
well, it's either the Beatles have been burnt out on a lot of people, like they've been kind of like overplayed for a lot of people throughout their lives, or they just realized like the genius of Zeppelin. I mean, both bands are genius. It really and they're both completely different from one another. So I mean, it's
night and day.
it is night and day, because I would say the Beatles would probably be kind of what we would call now indie rock for the most part, I would say.
Ain't that some shit?
They experiment.
That's
and stuff.
exactly what they'd be called, right?
Yeah, they would be indie rock right now, or adult contemporary. So
That's true, though. I mean, we need to think about that. You know, I mean that.
Yeah.
Chris, that was you just
They would
talking
play on
about
the radio?
genres before. Like, this is ridiculous,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is like the whole renaming of genres.
Well, yeah, like we were talking about, like it's just different packaging. Like in the early 2000s, I think M&M's or something, they just wrote like new package, like really big on
Right.
it, and like they sold more M&M's, but it was less M&M's in the packaging, and it's just like that's I feel kind of sometimes you get with genres and renaming the same thing. It's just less, and not less is more kind of thing. Like less is less.
yeah. I mean, like, what was it? They have like indie folk, indie pop.
Yeah,
they
I
have,
will.
like,
Can we
all-
talk
like, all
about
this-
that? Like, this
Yeah,
is
we
because I
definitely
only
can.
the only reason I bring this up is because I'm getting into trying to market music now, and it's kind of ridiculous. You know, I'm working with an artist, and it's like it's alternative fucking music. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you people want? You know, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, is it this or is it that? Alternative, this alternative. You know what I'm saying? And the folk this, and it's like what the fuck is the difference? You know, and you go to some of these people's playlists and you really see, you're like, you people are full of shit personally. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just because it's so, I feel it's like confusing in a sense, you know, to say, oh, this
it's almost
song
like a distraction.
is in this genre.
Yeah.
But this one isn't. It's to me, it's like it's some of the exact same songs, exact same music. And I just don't get it.
I love it.
Maybe it's just a distraction to keep from the fact they're not paying artists enough for their songs on these streaming
Basically.
platforms. Maybe that's part of it.
Maybe.
Basically.
I don't know.
Yes.
Like, so when I write a song, when I'm sitting there writing a song, I don't focus on what genre it's gonna be. I just focus on the song itself, and whatever it comes out to be, that's what it is.
I mean,
I don't really
like,
care that it's like
who does that?
I have like the most inconsistent albums like that I've written, just because it's just like I have to write interludes to like connect them just to make them sonically
I love that
like
shit.
flow.
I think the world needs
I-
more of that.
It works better. It works better that way to me, because like if you put yourself in a corner, if you box yourself in a corner and go, like for me, I started off like playing punk bands. I'm like, all right, I only make punk music, and then like as I've gotten older, I've calmed down. Like, you know, I'm not all about anarchy and like fuck the system and all this stuff, but still fuck the system. But like I'm not about singing about it for some reason anymore. I'm just more like I'm boring, you know. I'm in my 30s. I'm a dad, so I'm just boring now. Like nothing's like really happening.
I get it.
So
I get it.
so what am I supposed to write about? So like, you know, I write about my kid. I write about being boring, you know? So it's I don't know, like the nostalgia effect,
Yeah,
I
and
guess, or
then
something
how do you
that.
like just push this through this little? What is this genre? You know, after that,
Right.
you know, it's just-
That's the part that kills me. It's like, oh, that's not this. That's you know, like something.
Yeah.
Like-
there is so many categories right now when you go to like, you know, it's, and I don't
Yeah.
see what's the of sub. I don't get that. And to say that this song falls in this category, but it doesn't fall in another category when it's clearly like what I mean, it's marketing?
Yeah.
I mean, why are we doing this? What's the reason for all these genres? I don't.
I used to say genre is dead and genre doesn't matter, but so many people argue back at me that it's not dead and that it does matter. And
We live in a playlist
But-
environment now, and that's what all these
Yeah.
playlists. That's why I think this is. It's
I mean,
kind of weird.
like, do you think a song is ever truly finished?
It better be if you want to get paid.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, I mean, if you're like from an artist standpoint, writing, do you ever think?
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but I come from
no, you're fine.
The label standpoint of it, as
Oh, yeah,
pencils
yeah.
down, turn the record
Pencils
in.
down, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
turn the record.
a lot
I
of
mean, I
people
get
got
it.
deadlines still.
One second. Who are those bands like that took 10 years to do their album and all that other type of shit? And
Like Guns N'
you
Roses.
know what I mean? That's cool.
That's the most
But at
notorious
some
one.
point,
Guns N'
right, at
Roses
some point
took
you got to turn
forever.
it in. You got to be finished.
Oh, Tool as well, but they had that whole entire lawsuit.
Right.
That was I remember that.
Yeah, once it takes that long, the payoff is never worth it too. You know,
you gotta,
like,
Yeah.
right, Chris. You got to kind of think about that. You want to I'm taking
It's like
my time
developing
and
a product.
But if
Yeah.
it's one thing if you're taking your time and you're getting it done, and you're, every month you finish that one and now you're on the next joint, and you're getting some people don't get things. That's what I'm talking about. When you're never, never finished. There's nothing wrong with
gotta
taking
have that
your time,
forward-
but you got to get finished, right? You got to turn the record in.
You got to have that momentum,
Right.
and it's got that positive motion. Yeah, you can't just
and then
just
and
have the
let
thing
it
come
be
to a
like,
halt.
whenever it's feels like it's Kanye did that too. I was not a big fan of that stuff, of the remixing of the songs and the remastering of the songs and new engineers and the same song being mixed 90 times. But I understand it, and I've done a little bit of the same thing. So my mixing process is not that. My mixing process is like I don't nowadays, personally, I don't ever finish a song in like a 12-hour span or a 18-hour span, like straight. I do it a couple of days here, couple hours, and then eventually over the span of, let's say, 2 weeks, I'm at a point where I like it and it's done, and then I'll live with it. And if not, then I can go back and massage it a little bit. But then at some point, I'm like, if I did that for, let's say, a month, or let's say 2 months, I had a song. I'm working on a song for 2 months, and I've used plenty of times. Maybe 2 months is a long time, but anyway, which still happens. And I have, let's say, out of those 2 months, I've got like 6 prints that I did. I'll go back and I'll send those to the mastering and then just pick one. Basically, at that point, it's like, doesn't matter. I've already printed this thing like 90 times. Pick one. Pick one and put it out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Pencils down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, eventually you just have to just go, all right, enough is enough.
Right,
Like,
enough
this
is
needs to go
enough.
out into the world.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, there's nothing wrong with continually doing something, but at some point you have to land. I say it's like, these mixes, they're not, just mixes for me. They're like my calling card. They're like my resume, So I want to.
Oh yeah, I mean,
especially when I really
want to
like
attach
the
your
song.
name.
Not everything is like this. I don't do all records like that.
It's much like us over here over at Audioscape. Like, we're not gonna send anything out with our name on it unless we stand by it.
Right. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
I
it's the
bet with
same
you
thing.
guys, if you come across a piece of gear and it's like the electronics in it just aren't. It's just not. I'm sure you guys pick that piece of thing up and just put it to the side and work on something. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to sit there and retweak. You know what I mean?
We'll send it back, just like you'd probably send it back to the artist if it's like, like this is missing this, or this is, this part of this song is defective here, just like this component is defective, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like if literally, like we'll sit down and test something and just be like, damn it, like this thing's not getting right or whatever. So we just send it back to the person that was working on it and just be like, hey, this is what's going on with it. Fix it.
Right.
Just like
Right.
figure it out. Like,
I mean, a lot of times we could fix that stuff ourselves, but then
We're
whoever's
so
working
busy.
on it, well, not only that, you're so busy, but whoever's working on it doesn't, they're susceptible to make the same mistake, you know, maybe, or something, whether it was on their end or just not look for that,
Yeah.
that bad component or that bad thing. So it's important to, throughout the whole process, you know, same with artists,
Well, that's why
I'm
we
sure
have-
with their songs.
That's why
you
we
know?
have multiple eyes and multiple hands on everything. before
Yeah,
it goes
you
out.
have to,
because,
you know?
because I don't know. It's kind of like writing a song. Like there's only so much that you're going to be able to do by yourself before you just need another pair of ears because you're just like, what am I? Something's missing. I just can't pick it out because I'm being biased. So you get another set of ears in there to really hone in what you're trying to do,
For sure.
I guess.
For sure.
Or help take you in another direction. I don't know. I might be totally wrong on that one.
No,
No,
I get
no,
it. But that's, you know, ideally is, you know, my you know, to go back to your initial question is like, you
Yeah.
know, about the song being, you know what I mean? Like done, basically, right? That was your initial question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in, like, you know, working, basically, do you believe in working on a song forever? Like Mike is like, no. Like I am not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of like, you know, constantly tweaking it and like I like to get it done, you know, like you get it done, you get it out, you put it out you send it up to market.
You can only be a perfectionist for so long before it, you know, becomes detrimental to the process.
Absolutely. There's
I have
nothing
a-
wrong with being a perfectionist, but you got to turn the record in.
I have a song I've been writing since I was 19 years old that I still have not done anything with because I've been writing it and I just keep going back to it. And I add to it and then I subtract from it and then I add to it again. So I think this is where this question really kind of stems from is just my own, like, I need to finish it, but like, it's an idea that's just been kicking around for freaking 14 years that
I get too.
haven't
I totally get
done
that too.
anything with.
And you know what? Those types of things, they stay in the back burner, you know, until it's ready.
Yeah.
Like something isn't gonna come, a song isn't gonna come, a project isn't gonna, you know, finish. It's gotta, a mix doesn't.
You can't force it.
It has to present itself. Like the hardest ones where I had to push through were like some of the difficult mixes that I do. That's why I try to take my time and just really feel it, you know.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's smart. The way you were talking about your workflow, how you just do it in spurts now, and how you space it
That's
out.
only because I can.
Very interesting.
You know, I have
you
that
know?
luxury to do that. Like not everybody has that, you know, to do that. And
Yeah.
So. And it
Well,
depends,
you put in the
it
out.
depends on the project that I'm mixing too. Not all projects are like that. So
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice luxury to have, though, for sure. I can imagine the end result. You know, a lot of times will be better approaching it that way too. So
yeah, that's why I just, you know, for the certain clients, I'm like, yeah, just give it to me, let it rock. You know, let me marinate it a couple. Let me sit with it, and then come out with something crazy. You know, because that's really what you want to do. You know.
yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I think I don't have like anything else for you. Do you have anything you need like want to promote? Anything you want to tell us about? Like see where people go check you out and all that good stuff.
Well, I am working with an artist right now. His name is Patrick Sargent. He plays drums, bass, and guitar. He's from up here. He's from up this way. Again, and we go back to like, you know, we're talking about genre. That's why I was saying, you know, having a problem. Like, you know, what is he? You know what I'm saying? Well, he's a mix of everything. You know, country, alternative. You know, a little audio slave, and you know what I'm saying, and a little
Some little Chris
90s
Cornell.
alternative. You know what I'm saying? And it's you know, just kind of hard promoting, you know, because people is just like, well, where does it fit in? Yeah, but his name is Patrick Sargent. He's at Patrick Sargent Music on Instagram. You can check him out. Really good kid, really talented musician, and we've got a bunch of different records that I'm slowly like trying to release. We recorded and mixed like a bunch of stuff, and we have more stuff that we're working on and that needs to be you know, that needs to be finished up. And other than that, who else? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the. There's probably a bunch of other artists that can be like, you didn't mention me. To all you other guys out there, I love you. You know. Sorry, I missed
to
you,
recap,
but no, he's really the main artist that I'm working with.
I know, Trevor, I don't think you're here earlier, but we were talking about Old Mill Road Recording Studio. You can check that out online as well.
Yep.
And they won the TEC Awards at the last actual NAMM, physical NAMM 2020.
Oh,
and that's where
2020.
Yep, right before everything got crazy.
Exactly.
You know, that was the last time we saw each
Yeah.
other, so it's really cool to see you again.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be there this year?
What's that?
Are you gonna be at NAMM this year?
Probably not. It's in the summertime this year, right? Something.
Yes,
June,
it's spring.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they call it Spring NAMM.
Spring NAMM. It's probably spring in
not
California.
in California or in California.
It's in
Anaheim.
Yeah,
It is
same
in
place at Anaheim. Yep.
I would love to. I'll say that much. I would love to.
But yeah, I mean, the studio is beautiful. If you guys check it out, I mean, Ben's going to send some other pictures, but there's pictures online if you go to their website as well. And it's a nice spot.
We're also doing a show me your stuff segment with him, right? So
Yeah.
that'll probably be like a little studio tour with that, right?
Yeah, I got to do some. He wants me to do some filming. I don't know. Take some pictures. I'll do a quick little video of what we got.
Yeah. It doesn't have to. Nothing, anything ever long. You just use your phone. Just walk around, and be like, here's this. Here's where the magic
Yeah.
happens. All right, bye guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
Treat it like MTV Cribs, but like when they're showing the bedroom, and just being like, this is where the magic happens. You know? Because they all say the same damn thing when they show their bedroom. You can show it with your studio. So
And this is where the magic happens now. I've actually got to work with a lot of really good. Before we go, so since I've been up here, so to go back a little bit, to throw my story, my back, a little bit of my back history. I met Justin back in the day, and early 2000s, and I worked with Chris's band, back then, and then after that, I had a recording studio in Midtown Manhattan, actually Chelsea, Manhattan, with two other partners. And I tell you, when I was at that studio, I mainly worked on. We did do like live music, bands and stuff, but not to that extent. I worked on so many hip hop sessions and R&B sessions there at that studio, and previous to that. But since I've been here, I've done a handful of hip hop sessions, and I mean a handful. Like I could probably count them on my hand how many I've done. I've done more live band recording, more live piano and choir and orchestra and those types of settings up here than I have probably done in my entire career. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's just the last 2 years. So my recording skills, I had to brush up on my recording skills. Let's just say I really had to because live recording drums is not easy. And you know what everybody's doing now, because I do it too, is just drum triggering. You just trigger the kick and snare after you get the. So a lot of people don't worry too much about them. But I had a really good assistant that just left here, and he moved to California. And he did a lot of the recordings, and he got a lot of, between him and I working together since that 2020 opened up and stuff, we did a lot of shit. And just a ton of live recording, way more than
I think the good thing that came out with the whole pandemic thing was just like the amount of creativity that people had, and also where they got to explore avenues that they didn't think they would be able to explore before. I think it just opened up a lot more doors for a lot of producers, songwriters, everybody was collaborating online and everything. I think I don't know, it just seemed like something cool that everybody was able to do now. So
I didn't hear what you
But-
said, dude.
no, I was just saying like with the pandemic and everything. I just think that it's what it did was it opened up a lot of avenues for a lot of people doing things that they didn't think that they would probably do before. Like
Right.
so, like everybody branched out and got into like because like the world was uncomfortable, so you were uncomfortable. So like you got to go put yourself into an uncomfortable situation and make yourself comfortable by learning something new, or just I don't know. I always sit there and say, like what I'm doing now for working with Audioscape and everything like that. You know, I was just working in like restaurants before this. Like I didn't think my life was gonna. I thought I was just like, well, I guess this is it. I guess I'm just gonna wait on tables until I just
Yeah,
get
but
so
you
stressed out and
you
die.
did have an extensive interest and career with music
Absolutely.
in general before, but
Absolutely.
like
But-
you know,
Yeah, but like didn't think this existed in Daytona, like the Daytona area.
it's not. I always
love
tell people it's not about the area; it's about the people.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
Right.
It's because people in California all the time. Oh, I don't think of a company in Florida doing that. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, that's the
We
same.
are.
That's the same thing they said about the studio. It's like people were like, "Why are you building a studio up here?" You know, I'm like, "Look around. It's fucking gorgeous up here." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And the people.
It's about
you know,
the people,
it's like,
the experience.
people come. You know what I'm saying? People will come. People do still travel, and not everybody just wants to, go and work in New York or go and work in LA and just,
It's an old
we
way
tried
of
to-
thinking.
we tried-
It really is.
We tried to build
you know?
something up here that people, I'm saying, would want to gravitate to. And people do. They are. They are coming. And they do like people love the facility, And we're doing great work up here, So
I love it. I haven't even been there, so just everything. From working with you in the past, hanging out and seeing the pictures and hearing what you guys are producing. It's it's amazing. So
yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you guys could have me. I appreciate this. Appreciate Justin reaching out and asking to be a part of this. It was cool. This was a little treat. I don't do much of these anyway, but that's cool though. Really cool.
next time, just got to come down in person.
Yeah,
okay?
man.
Come
I'm gonna
on,
get
hang out.
down there. I'm gonna get down.
I'll throw a barbecue.
No speedos this time, though. Right?
No, I have a Speedo for you.
Okay.
I'm good on the speedos though, bro.
Well, thank you so much, Ben, for being on. Thank you, and like I said, come on down anytime. We're always here.
No doubt,
so.
bro. No doubt. And I'm looking out for that piece of gear, and I can't wait till it gets up here. The other one, the other compressor's just sitting right here. It's not the. I get them the stereo. What do you call it? It's the G comp. Not the G comp is the other one, and then you call.
We just call it the bus comp. Yeah, that was actually our first product.
What do you
Yeah,
call it?
The bus comp. Just the bus comp.
The bus stop, right? The bus stop.
Yeah, the comp.
The bus comp. Kachi. Right.
Yep. Yeah, it's really. Yep. Yeah, it's been out since about 2016 is when we started really going with those and releasing those. So
Man, I think I might get another one of these. I really do. But real quick though, because we were talking about this. So are you gonna do what's the deal? Remember I was saying, bro, if you had this as two independent, like a stereo.
Yep. Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, on the hush hush, yes, we do have, stuff in development for a deluxe version that will have the stereo link and unlink like we have on the D comp, and that way you can go dual mono as well as the original internal link.
That's what this cat needs right here, bro.
Yep.
You should send
I
me
know.
one to demo. Please send me one to demo. I'll get these guys to send you
Once
one.
we get up, for sure. Yeah, we got you.
Man, yeah.
All right.
'cause, that bro right there, bro. That's guy right there. Let me show you. He's sitting right there. Can you see him?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
I see her.
Just chilling. Permanent spot. I had to go out and buy basic. So I don't have many slots left in the rack. Again, it was, yeah, you had to get in what you had to. It was wiring, and we paid them to do the gig. The same people that did the console did the wiring for the studio. I was very grateful for that. But it was very.
Oh, that's nice.
We're really closed on what we had for inputs to back to the patch bay. So that's my whole new thing now. I'm trying to figure out. But and then we're gonna figure out a rack, like a floating rack that all of this stuff is gonna live in, and I have to get another patch bay. Got to replace one patch bay, and
that's half the fun right there. You know, getting it all set up, how you're gonna route it, and yeah,
man,
yeah.
I'm definitely looking at another one of those bus compressors, because they're just,
well, what they do is it's totally.
I haven't even changed it yet. I think I put it on one setting and I just leave it there for right now. I'm like, don't touch that shit, leave it. I think it's like around the C bus or something, and I throw the guitars or some shit through there. But anyway, yeah, man, great conversation, fellas. I appreciate you, and shut me off if you cut in, because I'll ramble for days.
Likewise.
Well, I'm just gonna say it. Just say it right now. Song that plays every time you walk into a room.
The song
right now.
The song "Happy Birthday."
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But even that's too damn
no
long.
royalties on that. I wear my sunglasses inside. Hey guys, what's up? It's Trevor over here with the Sonic Truth Podcast and Audio Escape. Thanks for watching today's episode, and you know what time it is. All right, it is the merch pack giveaway time. Yeah, it is. Over here, this little robot guy right here, he helped me pick out this week's winner. So, since he's a robot, everything's at random. So, tell us, who did you pick this week? He's shy. I'll just do it, okay? This week's winner is Chris Gardner. Chris, congratulations. Please reach out to us to claim your merch pack. And remember, everybody, keep watching, and it could be you next. Chili sauce. Remember, guys, you got 30 days to claim it. Otherwise, we got to give it away to somebody else. So you could either be rocking our stuff, or someone else can. It is really up to you. But get that merch pack. Chris, I look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, well, you have that plan for your week? Yeah. I'm just doing stuff around the house. And nothing really too exciting. Might have a friend come. I don't know.